Welcome friends. Last two classes, that is class 5 and class 6, we were dealing with resistors in series and in parallel. Today we combine these two and analyze the situations so that we can have some general features of these two type of connections. So this can be a class, we can name it as resistors in series versus parallel. We have considered a typical example of three resistors, 2 ohms, 3 ohms and 5 ohms, and we have seen they are connected in series and the same they are connected in parallel, and we have understood some situations on that one. It is listed on this board, so we can compare these two. Let us see. Here resistors in series and here resistors in parallel. First, method of connection. Here R1, R2, R3 are connected one after the other. That 2 ohms, 3 ohms and 5 ohms. Connected to a battery of 6 volt. And here one end of all the resistors to one point, other ends of resistors to another point, and they are connected to 6 volt battery. Now we have understood all these things from that classes, so I am not going to repeat all these points. I have written this directly. V1, V2, V3 are the voltages across the first 2 ohms, second 3 ohms and third 5 ohms. And 2 ohms across 2 ohms we are getting 1.2 volt. Across 3 ohms we are getting 1.8 volt, and across 5 ohms 3 volt. We know a device having less resistance will be of high power or more power, and a device with high resistance will be of low power. So it is applicable here also. Resistance and power are reciprocally varying. So resistance less means power more. Now we have calculated the current in the circuit as 0.6 ampere, that I have written here. Here it is 6.2 ampere, that also listed here. Next, we are going to see the effective resistance in both cases. Effective resistance. We have seen in series connection, effective resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, that is 2 plus 3 plus 5, which is 10 ohms. See, this 10 ohms is higher than the higher resistance among these three. Here 5 ohm is the highest resistance, but the effective resistance will be more than this higher resistance. Or we can tell resistance is increased, and that value always will be higher than the highest value among these three. In parallel, effective resistance we have to calculate from an equation. Reciprocal of 1 by R is sum of reciprocals of individual resistors. 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, which is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5, that is 31 by 30. So R can be written as the reciprocal of 31 by 30, which is 30 by 31. Value is 0.9677 ohms. That is less than the smallest resistor 2. Here we can see the resistor is reduced, and that value will be always less than the individual resistance 2 ohm. So here we can compare. Here resistance increased, which will be more than that higher value, and here resistance decreased and it is less than the lower value or lowest value among these three. Next we are comparing voltage and current. We have already seen I is equal to 0.6 ampere. This is same for all the resistors, or it is common for the circuit. That is characteristic of series connection that we already studied. And this 6 volt is split into 3. Across 2 ohms we are getting 1.2, across 3 1.8 and 3 that we have listed here. Sum will give the total voltage 6 volt. So this 6 volt can be split into 3, that is 1.2 volt, 1.8 volt and 3 volt. So we observe this voltage is less, that is 1.2 across small resistance 2 ohm, which in turn of high power. The device having high power among these three is having a resistance of 2 ohms less resistance, and this voltage is more. Here it is 3 volt. It is available across the highest value here in the resistance that we can write in the lower power of the resistance. So more across high resistance and here less across small resistance. In the case of parallel connection, here we have seen current is the same, but here voltage is the same, because all the three resistors we are getting common voltage 6 volt. Across the terminals we get 6 volt. So voltage is 6 volt, same for all the resistors. But current I, which is the total current in the circuit, sum of I1, I2 and I3, we can calculate the current from this effective resistance. We know relation between current, voltage and resistance. So I can be calculated as 6.2 ampere for the whole circuit from the effective resistance. Now this 6.2 ampere is split into 3 branches, 3 ampere, 2 ampere and 1.2 ampere. Some will give us 6.2 ampere. These things are dealt in separate classes, so please refer. Those who haven't seen that video may find little bit difficult to follow what I am telling now. Once you see that, the same thing we have dealt in detail, so please refer that videos. So here we analyze this. Current 3 ampere is flowing through the resistance 2 ohms, that is a device having more power. Now we have 1.2 ampere, so it is less through high resistance 5 ohms. So we are having 1.2 ampere current which is less through 5 ohms, that is the biggest resistance, or we can tell it is less power. Power less means resistance high. Next, working of the device. Here we consider 3 devices, here also 3 devices. Once we connect them in series, whether 3 devices will work or not, we have to see. Device having high resistance or low power only will work. This we will analyze in the coming video in detail with a particular example. Time being, we can consider if the power is more, that device will be drawing more current. But here current is 0.6 ampere, voltage available is only 1.2, so it cannot work. So a high power device cannot work in the circuit, but here we have enough potential difference across 5 ohm. So higher resistance will be having higher voltage and it can function with this low current, but with the low current this high power device cannot work. So this is the limitation of this series connection that we will prove in the coming video. In parallel connection, we know it is split into 3 and voltage across this point full voltage. So we can have all the devices as they work individually, it will draw its own current and all the devices will be working at a time. Now controlling the device. We are usually controlling our electrical circuit using switches. If you connect a switch, current can be on or off. So I am connecting a switch anywhere in the circuit. Suppose I am connecting a switch here. That current is blocked or cut off. So all the 3 devices at a time will be cut off. If we want to cut off only one among these 3, it is not possible. If we connect anywhere the switch, once the switch is on, all will work. Once the switch is off, all will be off. This is the disadvantage of series connection. It cannot control individual device. Now coming to this, we can have switch either here or here. Suppose I connect the switch here S1, here S2, S3. Each switch can operate this particular device or resistor. If I on switch 1, current will flow through that first, we get I1 of 3 ampere. If I switch on the second, current will flow through this branch I2 with 2 ampere. If I switch on the third switch, current will flow through this resistance or this device with an 1.2 ampere, depending on its power. So we can control each device using separate switches, and all these points we discussed are listed in a table in a precise manner so that you can memorize these points very easily. I hope you followed this analysis and the comparison between series and parallel connection. In coming video, we will be taking one or two practical examples of parallel and series connection. See you in the next class.